I have an important travel update for any tourists looking to see a cemetery while they're in town. All right, well, it used to be one of the coolest cemeteries in the area. You had St. Louis Cemetery #1 that used to be open, but they closed it down. You can only do tours. And then you also had Lafayette Cemetery, which was actually in the Garden District, right? But it's across the street from Commander's Palace, as you can see it in the background right here. However, the cemetery that was really easy to get into is now closed because it's been falling apart. Well, it's been falling apart. They did a few movies here. They done Interview with the Vampire here. They did the show The Originals here. It was a beautiful cemetery. But as you can see, it's now been chained and you cannot visit the cemetery. I decided to walk around the cemetery to see if any of the other openings have work being done. But look at this beautiful life pulling through the cemetery, through the brick, into the walls. It's absolutely beautiful. The entrance facing St. Charles, if you look in here, it doesn't look like they have done anything. As a matter of fact, look at all these leaves that have built up. I mean, it has not fallen any leaves since October, November. So, like, that's pretty embarrassing, to be honest with you. There are people's loved ones in there. But then you get to the west side, and you can actually clearly see that they've done some. There's some bags over there that look like they have leaves in them. So maybe that's a good sign that it's not closed forever. However, if you walk around the riverside of the cemetery, this sidewalk is definitely beat up and not good. If you think our roads are bad, this is absolutely horrible. However, I do find a little bit of beauty in it, which strangely, that's some of the character that I actually fell in love with New Orleans. But as far as a safety hazard and stuff like that, this isn't good. And if we're worried about the inside of the cemetery being broken up, this is actually extremely embarrassing. But oddly, it's part of the charm of being in New Orleans. However, I promise to do a little bit of research and give you a little bit more detail on what's happening with the cemetery, because it was a great cemetery to walk into, and it was the easiest one to get into if you were a tourist. Plus, within 5 blocks radius, you also have Trent Reznor's house, and you also have the house of the Queen herself, Anne Rice. And if you read her books, you know that a lot of places in New Orleans are actually characters in the books, like Commander's Palace, like Lafayette Cemetery, like Cafe du Monde, and such. So if you're coming here, I hope this helps. I know I'm really disappointed it's closed, but please like and subscribe for more.